Up, Bunny Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's book Nerdigan discussion video is on Tempestuous by Lesley Livingston. This is the third and final book of the Wondrous Strange Trilogy, which you guys know I really love. If you have not read Wondrous Strange, or Darklight, or Tempestuous, right here, go read the books. They're really, really good. And I have done book nerdigan discussion videos on Wondrous Strange, and I have done one on Darklight. I didn't cover all the nitty-gritty stuff of Wondrous Strange and Darklight, so that's why I really recommend you reading the books, plus they're really, really good. So let's get into it. I'm going to try not make this video so long, but there's really good, important stuff in here that does carry over into the Starling trilogy. And that's why I've ended up making these videos so long. I realized that because there's a lot of references in the Starling trilogy that are in here that are based on the events in these books, and all three of them, it turns out. So, and plus there's really good scenes that I like in here that I just don't get to because I'm talking about other scenes. So, anyway, I realized this, and I don't know why I didn't mention it in Darklight, because maybe just because I thought about it, is that I noticed with the prologue in Darklight and the prologue in this book is that Lesley Livingston knows how to write like a simple and short prologue that affects the whole story. And with Darklight, it was with the Green Man, and you know how the Green Man died and passed on his power of green magic, and the whole story was about green magic. You know, like the origins of green, because it was the origin of green magics, and we find out how the origin of green magics through Bob. We find out what happens when you kill leprechauns and glass digs. We find out how the green magics was passed on from Hearn to Sunny, and we saw a little bit of the destructive power. And then we see this one was, and then at the end in the epilogue, we see a little bit. We see who our true villain is. And he wants the green magics. And then in this prologue, we see, you know, we see a little bit of our mysterious villain, and that he wants the green magics super bad. So, and you know, by the end of this book, we see how really destructive green magics is, and like the real potential of green magics is. And this is important, especially for Transcendent. For Transcendent. Green Magics is extremely important for Transcendent. And yeah, there's a couple of important scenes for Transcendent definitely come up from this book in particular, especially North Brother Island is extremely important for Transcendent. So that's probably going to be the main stuff I talk about from this book. But I really want to mention that something that I thought was a couple of things that I thought were interesting and that I really appreciate, because there was a lot of character development in here. And I noticed this in the Starling trilogy as well, is that something that I noticed Lesley Livingston does, is that she develops her characters extremely well, especially the characters that are supposed to be known as the villains. Because, like, if you've read books that have, like, Mab or even Oberon in them, they're usually a little bit more villainous, and they're not really the nicest characters, usually. Well, Mab especially. Mab is definitely not. And Mab is definitely a cold character. But Mab as a character is developed so well in this book. She's not so icy. She's, you know, warm. She becomes more of a warm, loving character in this book, especially by the end of the series. I just wanted to point that out especially. So we find out that Kelly has the power to lie in this book, and, you know, that she can her emotions like most would, and this is important, by the way, because they can't lie. That's a huge thing. But with the necklace, because it seals her power, she can lie. And I want to mention the Lost Fae as well. But before I do that, I gotta mention the transformation of the Falcon, because we all know emotions can make you do crazy things, especially transform into creatures. And I thought it was sweet that Fenris went to go find her in Central Park. I love Fenris. Even in this series, he's my book boyfriend. But anyway, let's get to Sunny and the Lost Fae. So Sunny and the Lost Fae, so the Lost Fae are under the, in the sanctuary under the Great Lawn of Central Park. So we got Nira, Bug, Dumble, and Carrie. They help Sunny kind of find himself. And I think that's really touching. And, Sunny, he felt bad. He was having fun with them, and, he felt more like himself after he, was rejected by Kelly. And he comes back, and of course Maddox is following him because Sunny was missing for like 3 days, and Maddox. Well, of course there's a security system, which I thought was pretty cool too. But Maddox, we find out when Maddox comes with them, and Bug, she feels bad because Bug is the reason that Bug was exiled was because of Maddox. Because Titania didn't order Bug to take Maddox. And because Titania is really shallow, we all know that. But Bug took Maddox because she thought he was cute. That's a smiling baby, and she wanted to play with him. I thought that was cute. I'm sorry, I just thought it was cute. But I thought this was one of the, and the reason why I'm bringing up I brought up the touching moments like with Mab as a great character development and Kelly has a great character development as well, is because Kelly actually contacted Mab to see how Oberon was doing, and to see and to find out if Oberon cursed himself and what was going on, and I thought that was really a touching moment as well. And we find out that the Wraiths are causing problems between the realms, and this carries over to Starling as well, if I remember correctly. We also find out that through Carries, I believe, that the Janus are going rogue and hunting the Lost, which they're not supposed to do. And we find out that Ghost blind Dumble, which is fucked up. And we also find out through Tiff, and this frustrated me because I've been wanting magical powers forever, and waiting for them, that magic equals thinking. And this carries over to Starling as well, and that's why if you follow me on Twitter, you see where's Janus medal when you need him, because I want a Janus medal, I want my magic. I've been thinking magic, and I don't see magic. This is crap. This is magic shenanigans. I call shenanigans on this. But anyway, so oh, this is so funny. I gotta bring this up because I was laughing so hard. I don't know if any of you guys were laughing really hard. Because the Avalon Grand is destroyed, one of the actresses used her connection so that they can perform the Tempest in Central Park. And Kelly is thinking her lines, and it was relating to storms. And the storm hack started creating storm, and the director was totally feeling it. And I was laughing so hard. I was like, "That's the storm hack. That's the spirit." Kelly was getting pissed, and she's like, "Can you guys not create storms while I was thinking my lines? I was giving you commands." And they're like, "Well, they were like, what? They were like, we're having fun here." I was like, "That's the spirit, storm hacks. Keep doing it, your thing. That's awesome." I was cracking up so hard. I had to mention it. So we have the Janus gone rogue. So we have Anil. Well, we knew Anil was an asshole anyway. We have Ghost. We have Godwin and Kamina, and I think we have Celine as well too. Yeah, Celine ends up doing it as well. And Kamina, and they're hunting Faye for sport out of boredom and rebellion. That was disgusting. And then we have Jenny Green Tees. Oh, that bitch! I was so glad when she was killed. Because what she did was she was saying, what she said was she needed sanctuary because she was being hunted, and that's what Hearn's Tavern is for, is to protect, that's his oath, is to protect any Fae that's being hunted. And yeah, that's what really sucks. It's bad. And Okay, this is where the magic shenanigans are coming in. Kelly puts the ogre to sleep by thinking, okay, where are you, magical powers? I'm waiting. That's what I kept thinking. I'm like, I think about this kind of stuff. I think, go to sleep. Well, no magic. This is crap. Sorry, I had to declare magic shenanigans. Okay, so I thought this was cute when, I thought this was sweet. I love when this happens. It's during the heat of battle. I think this was during the battle in the sewers, I think, for the sanctuary. And then Kelly and Sunny have that hot reunion kiss in the heat of battle. And of course, this is after rescuing Kelly. I thought that was really sweet. And the real target, of course, it wasn't the sanctuary. It was the frickin' tavern. Of course, it was tavern. Ugh, so annoying. But I freaking loved when, I think it was, it was Kelly. Kelly punched Jenny in the freaking face, and she was thinking winter magic. And I was like, that's it. That was awesome. I had to mention it. And she stabbed Jenny with iron. That was freaking awesome. I loved it. But the thing was, because Kelly, Sunny was dealing with Sunny was dealing with the rogue Janice, and we're trying to protect the Lost Fae sanctuary. Kelly went back to the tavern to take care of her. So Kelly's carrying, I don't know how Kelly was getting help, and she got help from Olrun, who, if you remember from Wondrous Strange, Olrun was the one that took Sunny and her to the tavern in the first place. And Olrun took Kelly and Hearn to her aunt's place, aka Sunny's mom, or Emma's place. And Ghost is dead, and we know Ghost's real name now, or Benry is the only one that really knew Ghost's name, is Etienne. What kind of name is Etienne? I'm sorry. What kind of name is that? I'm sorry, but what kind of name is Etienne? Leslie, I didn't understand that. And it's good, and according to Kate, it's good riddance. Even Kate knows. And, as I mentioned, let's see. And the race, according to Bob, are zombie fae. Yes, we have zombie fae in the risk. So I thought it was sweet when there was the reunion at Emma's with Hearn and Emma. They are so cute together because it's been so long since, well, it's technically been over a century, I believe, something like that, since Emma and Hearn were last together, and it was so sweet how it happened. I was just like, oh, so cute. And we find out Olrun is a Valkyrie, and we found out how she was banished from Valhalla. And I thought that was kind of interesting, too, how the Valkyries ended up being banished from Valhalla. And that's important for the Starling Trilogy. And it kind of is like a setup for the Starling Trilogy as well. So this is why I'm not going to say the whole thing, so you need to go read it for that reason. But the gist is Olrun was exiled for bending the rules too far. So that's all I'm going to really say. I love Emma. So, Kelly was telling Emma what was happening with Sunny. And I love what Emma says. She's like, I didn't give birth to an imbecile. And Emma, so Kelly remembered seeing a type of flower in the Spring Kingdom. And I love what Emma, and she was going to look it up on Google. And I love Emma's on dial-up, and she's like, and Emma's like, screw Google. Look it up. She's like, I have the books on it. Look it up. She looked up magical herb, which is vervain, and it's a summer herb, and through the old-fashioned way via books, and it was in spring, which is kind of odd. And so it's known as an iron wart, which is poison to Fae, and it's basically associated with metals in ancient culture, in infusions in water baths, by blacksmiths to cool swords to make the iron stronger. Which is kind of suspicious on why it's in the Spring Court. Is fairy when iron is poisonous to Fae. So, yeah, I mentioned her. So, Puck is captured by Goffanon with an iron chain. You bastard, Goffanon. See, I told you in the last book, Goffanon hated Puck, so the bastard's traitor. I loved when Sunny told everyone, all the Janus guards, that he was the Green Man. It was so freaking priceless. The look on everybody's face, especially Maddox, how Lesley described it, his jaw dropped to the carpet. I'm telling you, Maddox is like the best friend you always wanted to have. I swear. Swear to Kong and Arceus. And I think it was Kate that said this, and because Sunny is like, I need to learn how to control it, and Kate says to Sunny, she says, use the Force, and Sunny's like, what? And I think it's Max said, you really need to watch movies, Sunny. I was cracking up, and I felt I couldn't believe it. Ben gave up his Janus badge to Gwen for Kelly's safe passage, which was freaking stupid. You'll find out later why it was freaking stupid. But and it's kind of you're thinking when you read Starling, you're like, because he has his Janus medal badge, you're like, how in the Kami and Arceus did he get his Janus medal back? How did he get his Janus medal back? But he gets it back, don't worry, he gets it back. And Ben kissed Kelly. And he didn't apologize for it. And oh my God, Arceus, Kelly was not having it, and she slapped him. Because, Kelly loves Sunny. I would have not slapped Ben. I would have kissed him more. And Mason appreciates that. Thank you, Mason, for appreciating Fenris. You understand. But, let's see. And, let's see. Oh, then we have the Janus Battle Royale in the Coliseum on North Brother Island. Oh my God, that is so insane. That is insane. And, so we find out, how is Paradise terrifying, bringing the Land of Summer to mortals, because we find Titania as the traitor, because that's what she wants to do. And because if you bring Summer, basically what that means is when you bring that kind of stuff to the mortal world, you're limiting innovation, you're limiting creativity, because you are a slave. You're making mortal slaves to Fae in this sense. So I thought that was an interesting analogy. And Lesley, thank you for that analogy. It was very interesting. I really like that. So we find out Gwinnett, Nud, and Titania are traitors. It's more Gwinnett, Nud than Titania. Like, Gwinnett, Nud kind of brainwashed Titania in a way, because Oberon is weak. So, yeah. So Titania is kind of like brainwashed in a way. So North Brother Island is really important, because North Brother Island comes back in Transcendent mainly. So what North Brother Island is the island, as Bob described it, it's the island of lost souls. So you have Riker's Island. It's first patients with infectious diseases. Then we had the heroin and addicts rehab, and then it was a mental rehab. And we find out that Kelly's power cursed Oberon back at the first book. Yeah, we're coming back for a circle here. So, because she gave her unseelie power to Oberon in such malice and anger, basically, that, it cursed him. And that's why, when she was talking to Mab, she was saying it was like a darkness mixed with a brightness, which I thought was pretty interesting. So, yeah, it was her cursing Oberon by receiving her birthright, her light unseelie power, which I thought was very interesting. And I liked how there was a family understanding with Mab, Oberon, and Kelly. It was a sweet, touching moment. And it wasn't just Kelly. It was not only that. It was Fenn's Janus metal that connected Gwen to Oberon to curse him, which is like, Fenris, you bastard! This is why you don't do this shit. Because if you didn't know what that is in the Janus metals, it's a blood magic. So Oberon uses his blood, so that way the Changelings can use magic. So it's like, damn it, Fen, moron! We still love you anyway, but moron! Ugh. And we find out that Titania gave Gwen the horn in the head, you bastard! Oh, Titania, it's so stupid. And so everyone thinks Titania is good, but nope, Titania is not. Titania is really stupid. So Kelly believes in the lines, Gwen forces her to stay and her powers return. Okay, magical powers, this is bullshit. Come on, already, this is crap. This is magical shenanigans. And yeah, Fenris is a trait in the sense, he's a traitor right now. Because he is so bitter about being kidnapped. Instead of being the Viking prince that he was destined to be. And Transcendent, it will make sense. Transcendent, it will be different. I'm telling you, you will understand. Let's see. And then he changed sides. Thank Connie. And then the Samhain gates were blown off, and, Kelly ends up she creates her own horn. I thought this was awesome. Kelly created her own horn to call the hunt. That was awesome, because she had, because Kelly got her Seelie powers and her unseelie powers back, and the way her wings looked were amazing, because she had the white and the purple. Oh my god, it was beautiful. Oh, that description was beautiful. And, let's see. Gwen uses, this is when the green magics comes in. The true power of the green magics. Gwen uses the green magics to become a green freaking dragon. Like something out of Sleeping Beauty Maleficent type shit. This is what we're talking about here. A green freaking dragon to attack everybody with. I was just like, damn, that is crazy. And Gwen, the green dragon, because Hooligan Boy is the last leprechaun, and Hooligan Boy was working with him this whole time. And, he kills Hooligan Boy, because he promised Hooligan Boy the green magics. And, he had Sunny trapped during this time, because during the Battle Royale, he trapped Sunny, and he put the leprechaun, or the four-leaf clover necklace on him before he turned into the dragon, because he needed to use the green magics. I'm sorry I didn't explain this. And he had Sunny drained the green magics into North Brother Island, into Rikers Island. And that's how Gwyneth Nud was able to use the green magics, which is pretty insane. Let's see. And he's blowing green fire, which is pretty crazy. What I really thought was cool was when we got to see, and I think we saw this in Wondrous Strange as well, when we got to read from Sunny's point of view when he's on the Rowan horse, and when he hears Kelly's voice, and how it kind of snaps him out of it, because when he's in the wild hunt mode, he's like thinking, I need to hunt, I need to kill. I thought that was really cool. And I liked when Titania and Oberon, reunite. It's like, seriously, get a room. Mab is kind of disgusted. She's like, get a room, seriously. And I love how Sunny, like I mentioned, Sunny fights for the power of the hunt thanks to the power of love after he knocks down Fen. Poor Fenris Wolf. Don't worry, Fenris Wolf. It's okay. And I love, this part was bad. It was the combined magic of Sunny and Kelly destroying the dragon, and it was a backstab of Sunny's flaming sword. Oh my Kami, it was awesome. It was freaking amazing, and I loved it. And then we have the curse of the wild hunt is broken, Gwen is dead, and Sunny and poor Hearn is still dying, and Sonny uses, and you know, and Hearn's supposed to go to Valhalla, and Sonny uses his Mab's debt to save his father and to grant forgiveness. And I thought that was really sweet, and I thought it was really, really sweet that that happened. I was just impressed by that. And then we have, and Fenn took Hearn's place to go to Valhalla because Olren had to take someone's place, so Olren took Fenn instead of Hearn because Fenn felt really bad about what happened. And it was forgiveness on Kelly. Oh, I thought that was sweet. So Oberon replaced the Avalon with a better building. And, you know, Tiff, during this time, all this shit was happening. Tiff was disguised as Kelly during all of this madness. And, you know, she was rehearsing. And this was before, you know, Kelly got kidnapped and all that. I'm sorry I didn't mention that. And in the midst of this, Tiff kissed one of Kelly's co-stars that was hitting on Kelly, and that was Alec. I thought that was it. So Tiff is probably dating Alec now. And Lucky, during the midst of all this chaos, the Rowan horse, now that was Lucky, turned into the White Stag, which was crazy awesome. And now they rode, how it ended in the epilogue, how it ends is it rode into Otherworld. And from what I'm understanding, when I read Starling, would actually, you know what? I'll talk about that in Starling in the next Book Nerd Again video. So, what did I think of Tempestuous overall? Well, I really loved how, as I mentioned, I loved the characterization of it. I loved how it ended, especially. We had a really good battle scenes in it, especially when we had all the Fae working against Gwyn-Up Nud. Like, no one, especially in the second book, we did not expect Gwyn-Up Nud and Titania to be the ones to really plan all this. And then Titania switched sides, of course. So, I want to know your thoughts about Tempestuous by Lesley Livingston. I really do, because I didn't have enough time to cover a lot more of Tempestuous by Lesley Livingston. But seriously, I really want to know, because I like this book a lot. So, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next Book Nerd Again video, and that is Starling! Yay! Until next time, Book Nerd Again, keep on reading.